Tonight on Sideline.
We've reached the midway point of the regular season, and it's a non-region Friday, but some of the matchups tonight are as good as it gets. Take, for instance, 3 games on the Eastern Shore. Spanish Fort opens the gate to let the Pirates in a battle of ranked teams. And at Jubilee Stadium, the Daphne Trojans try to slow down Jason Smith and the McGill-Tulane Yellow Jackets in a matchup of 2 of the area's top 6A teams. And the 9th-ranked Admirals of Bayside set a trap for the 5th-ranked Bulldogs of UMS Wright. Can Blunt break a 13-game losing streak to the Viger Wolves? You're about to find out on Sideline.
You've got the best seat in the house. All the scores from all the big games. It's all coming up right now on Sideline. Sponsored by Palmer's Toyota Superstore.
Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome to the News 5 studio, and we've been out all over Southwest Alabama this evening collecting highlights, and we've got all the final scores, and let's get busy here with week 5 of the regular season. Fairhope and Spanish Fort, a big win tonight at Toros Stadium. Fairhope coming in undefeated, ranked number 9 in Class 6A. Spanish Fort ranked number 5 in Class 5A, also undefeated. First quarter, that was Joel Poe's throw to Sam Harris for a touchdown. Toros, yeah, the crowd goes wild. 7-0 in favor of the home team until Devin Odom gets loose. 40-yard touchdown scamper. Now we are tied at 7 apiece. The Pirates coming to play. Mark Freeman doing some coaching on the sideline. And Fairhope on the move. Nate Andrews out of the Wildcats pitched to David Kirksey for the touchdown. Fairhope led 14-7, but the Toros come back and come back strong to stay unbeaten. They win it 31-21. Spanish Fort beating Fairhope tonight in a very exciting game in Spanish Fort. McGill-Tulane visiting Jubilee Stadium tonight. That's the home of the Daphne Trojans. Daphne coming in ranked in the top 10 in 6A, and McGill-Tulane number 4 in that class in the state of Alabama. Watch out, early going. That's a touch football by McGill-Tulane that's loose and picked up by the Daphne Trojans. Turnover, and that will put the Daphne offense on the field, and they would take advantage of the miscue and get a touchdown, as TJ Fleeton will take it in, but McGill-Tulane would turn it on thanks to their outstanding quarterback, Jason Smith, who was our News 5 Player of the Week last week. McGill-Tulane stays undefeated. They're 5-0. The Yellow Jackets 38-21 winners tonight over the Daphne Trojans. Let's head to Pritchard Stadium. A packed house tonight. The old rivalry, the Blunt Leopards come a-calling to take on the Viger Wolves. Devin Adams handing it off to Desharius Flowers. Touchdown. That play was set up on a fake punt by the Viger Wolves. It was successful, and they take a 7-0 lead in the second quarter. And then Blunt with a hobbling Quintarius Toppings trying to get something going on offense. Valorian Bethea with a nice run there, knocked out of bounds. He had a very good game. Viger went out to a lead, 2-touchdown lead. Devin Adams with a touchdown pass to Shaquille Ward, and Viger with the lead, but Blunt had a comeback on him in the second half, and this one goes down to the wire, but Viger holds on. 21-13. Viger has now defeated Blunt 14 straight games. Wow, how do you like that? That's Blunt's first loss of the season. Baker's Hornets on the road at Robertsdale tonight. Baker looking to go 4-1. Will Robertsdale get its first victory of the season? Mark Bradley for Baker in the second half. That's a touchdown. Baker was leading at that point 27-0. They lead now 34-0 on the 60-yard touchdown scamper. Alfonso Stewart getting a highlight there for the Golden Bears on a 20-yard run. He would take it in here for the score. And Robertsdale coming up short tonight as Baker goes to 4-1 with a 34-7 victory tonight over in Baldwin County. Let's get back to Mobile, Land Peoples Stadium. The Davidson Warriors trying to bounce back from their loss last week to the McGill-Tulane Yellow Jackets. Williamson looking for its first victory of the season. Brandon Peters with the handoff, fights into the end zone, 7-0 Lions. The Warriors are going to come back. Quarterback Cam Jackson rolls right and looks for Laquarius Dees. He's got it. He steps out of bounds there inside the 20. The drive would stall, though, without points. The Lions back out on the field. Kyrie Sykes throws it deep, and it's going to come down in the hands of Anthony MacArthur on the pick for Davidson, and the Warriors hold on to win 10-7. Your final score, Davidson 4-1, Williamson falls to 0-5. BC Rain visiting Theodore tonight to take on the Bobcats. And the fans getting into the game tonight. BC Rain trying to get something going here. DeAndre Francher with the nice run there, down to about the 25-yard line. And that's going to set up a touchdown run here for the Red Raiders. And this game went to overtime. That's right, Rain and Theodore going to overtime tonight. And the home team, Bobcats, get the field goal and win it in OT. There you see it, 17-14, your final score in favor of Theodore, who is now 2-3. BC Rain falls to 0-5. Saraland and Mary Montgomery as the sun is setting. The Vikings on the charge. Mary Montgomery's Burton Chappelle with the touchdown. The Vikings, it's something to cheer about there. Saraland coming in at 3-1. Mary Montgomery at 1-3. But Mary Montgomery is now 2-3 because the Vikings get the win. They beat the Spartans tonight, 29-24. Your final score, Mary Montgomery with a big win tonight at home. Mobile Christian trying to go 5-0 on the season, visiting Cottage Hill tonight. And expect a big night for Mobile Christian's offense because they have been rolling along here in the first month of the season, and nothing's changed tonight. Christopher Phillips taking the handoff. Almost home. He's knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Quarterback Joshua McNichol will take it in from 2 yards out, and that would make the score 42-0 in favor of Mobile Christian. Then Phillips again going to get loose as he'll take a handoff and break free, and watch him drag one of the defenders, grab the shirt tail if you can't tackle him, and hold on there. And then finally you bring him down. Mobile Christian puts 54 points on the board tonight to beat Cottage Hill 54-3. They're 5-0.
It's time for Sideline's Lucky Dog of the Week, sponsored by Aaron's.
And our Lucky Dog mascots of the week, the Davidson Warriors, and all types of Warriors on the sideline tonight for Davidson High School.
Gulf Shores High School varsity cheerleaders, and you're watching Sidelines 2012. Let's get back to all the sports action with Randy Patrick.
All right, thanks Gulf Shores, our cheerleaders of the week, for going the extra mile tonight. Speaking of Gulf Shores, let's take a look at the football team highlights tonight as the Dolphins welcome Baldwin County. It was homecoming tonight at Gulf Shores. Both teams having a tough season and desperate for a win. We pick up the action in the first with the Dolphins already up 7-0. The Tigers threatening, and Nathan Jones to Devontae Preston for the touchdown, Baldwin County. The extra point, though, was blocked. Gulf Shores driving. There's a nice run up the middle by Daniel Laborde, and that will set up a touchdown pass by Nathan Harris to Tristan Cornell right there, and a leaping, diving catch into the end zone. The Dolphins take it to the locker room at half, 14-6, and here's your final score. Gulf Shores 27, Baldwin County 14. Bayside Academy hosting UMS Wright. The battle of ranked teams tonight. Terry Curtis seeing his old buddy Phil Lazenby, who's the head coach at Bayside, a former Bulldog assistant. 16-0 in the first half in favor of Bayside. They kicked 4 onside kicks, the Admirals did, in the first half to build that lead. Then 3 costly turnovers in the third quarter let UMS get back in it. Troy Dixon with the good run, and then Gunnar Roach with a quarterback sneak, and UMS Wright rallies in the second half to win this game 23-19. Your final score, the Bulldogs 4-1. Bayside now falls to 2-3. St. Paul's at home tonight, hosting Choctaw County. The Saints ranked number 6 in the state in 5A. And a blocked punt here, and that's going to go to the hands of Walter Little. He's got the touchdown for the Saints. It would be a long night for the punter for Choctaw County, DeAndre Mitchell. Here he is again, and this punt here is going to be fielded by Kylan Towner for St. Paul's. And watch number 1 turn the corner and go right by our photographer Kyle Saunders and into the end zone for the touchdown. St. Paul's wins it tonight by a final score of 49-8. And our next stop, Leroy and Satsuma. That's right, the Gators hosting the Bears tonight on homecoming. Satsuma back to punt, and Clausel Boykin is going to punt it, and Michael Emmel, or rather I say Clausel Boykin cannot make the catch on the punt. Michael Emmel will come up with the loose football. And then Drake Mercer on the keeper will power it in from the 6-yard line for the Gators. The Bears will come back, though, on a Marvin Davidson touchdown run. And the final score is in. Leroy holds on and wins this one 20-17. Can you believe it? It's the Bears' first win of the season. They're 1-4. Satsuma also now 1-4 on the year. St. Jude's down from Montgomery tonight, visiting St. Luke's in a battle of 2-2 teams. 35-7 in favor of the home team when we start the second half. And the Pirates, Tony Minifield to Kendall Richardson to the 1, and then Minifield will take it in for the touchdown for St. Jude. St. Luke's wins this game by a final score of 35-14. Thursday night action, the Murphy Panthers at Ladd Peoples Stadium last night hosting the LaFleur Rattlers. Both teams coming in last night at 2-2. Sam Dixon on the run for the Panthers with the touchdown, and it was all Murphy as they won it 41-18. They improved to 3-2 on the season.
Rush into your Southern Ford dealer for the Great American Tailgate event. Your Southern Ford dealers are proud to recognize this week's Coach of the Week.
And our Coach of the Week, Daphne Trojans head coach Glenn Vickery in his 9th season as the Daphne boss. He, of course, led his team to the 2010 state championship. He is a former head coach at Davidson and Mobile Christian. Glenn Vickery, our Coach of the Week.
Keith Palmer here from Palmer's Toyota Superstore. You got to see this play.
And back to Pritchard Stadium. You got to see this play. Scott Hunter honored tonight at Pritchard Stadium. And check it out, Scott putting on his old Viger jersey. He, of course, was a star quarterback at Viger in the late 60s, went on to play for Coach Paul Bear Bryant at Alabama, and then made it to the NFL with the Green Bay Packers. Congratulations to Scott Hunter. By the way, Viger announcing tonight that they will name the Captain's Award after Scott each year, the Scott Hunter Captain's Award. Congratulations to Scott Hunter. Let's take a look at some of these scores tonight. Foley on the road at Jackson. Jackson wins this game and stays undefeated, 21-13 your final. It was Demopolis beating Thomasville tonight, 27-26. T.R. Miller gets a victory over Clark County. T.R. Miller's got it going, 19-7 winners tonight. And West Florida wins 34-21 over the Bryant Hurricanes, who went on a long road trip tonight. Southern Choctaw 28-6 winners over Citronelle. Faith Academy in Escambia County in a close one that goes to Faith Academy 35-32. Florella 56-15 over J.U. Blackshear. W.S. Neal gets a win tonight in East Bruton 38-17. It was Sweetwater beating Maplesville 17-14. Milry over McIntosh 26-8. And Washington County wins again 51-15 over Fruitdale. So that has it, or that does it, I should say, for week 5 of the high school football season. Tomorrow it's college football at 2:30 here in Mobile at Ladd Peoples Stadium. The Troy Trojans take on our South Alabama Jaguars. Ole Miss in Alabama tomorrow night in Tuscaloosa with an 8:15 kickoff on ESPN. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week. Have a great weekend.
You've been watching Sideline on WKRG News 5. Tonight's show was sponsored by Palmer's Toyota Superstore,